everybody? I'm your spooky host, and welcome back to more PPML Draft League. Today, we're gonna be doing the week 1 watch party. Let's go! Very excited for this. The new league, new year. So many possibilities. It's not a new year, actually. It's the same year, which is, well, that's pretty wild, isn't it? I'm logged out of my side account. Gonna get Diego in here shortly. Let me just message him. If he's forgotten, then I will simply move on and just do it. Whoa, it's getting heavy in here. What's up, Heavy Cubby? Alright, where's my dang? Log into my email. What the heck is this? I think we're starting out, honestly, with maybe the best match of the week. We've got nail biters already. We've got washouts. Everything you could look for. Every possible option. There we go. Whoa, wait, I just heard somebody pop on. Could it be?
It could be. Good morning.
Hey, what's going on? Let's do some audio balancing here real quick. I think I want to do it in this window. Okay. I need to crank your volume way up. To the people on stream, how does Diego sound? Is he a little quiet? Actually, Diego, do you have any ability to increase your volume?
I could be a little louder.
Okay, if that's possible, that would help. And then I think what I'll do is increase my overall volume and decrease the volume of the music, so everybody... Actually, here's what I'll do. I will first decrease the volume of the music so we don't blow everybody's ear out. Then I'll increase the overall volume. Alright, and then Diego could...
How's this? I increase a little bit.
That seems a little bit better. Try one more time again, please.
How's this?
That's what I'm talking about. How's that sound to everybody? Pyroki, good morning. J27, hello. A single thumbs up, a single affirmative notion, and I will proceed. Sounds good. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, and now we'll put this back in at the slightest volume. Got to be like super quiet. Alright, I think we're in good shape then. I don't even know if they're going to be able to hear the volume from the video, but whatever. We're here to talk about Pokemon. Diego, welcome. Thank you for joining me this morning. Let's start just talking about, just quickly talking about your draft. I know you came into the season with a little bit of a vengeance. You went into the mountains training. You had the perfect idea for what you wanted to draft. Did you get it? And how are you feeling about your team?
So I did get my ultimate draft. That's I started up a spreadsheet that was literally called the ultimate draft board.
Wow.
And I had 4 main lines.
Okay.
That if I didn't get Deoxys Attack, I'd go Deoxys, Rayquaza, and Lugia. Those were my 4 main picks.
Mm-hmm.
And I was able to snag Deoxys Attack, even though I was 11th pick in the rounds. And after that, it was Urshifu single, Cinderace, Indeedee, Bisharp, Dragapult was taken. That was to be known. Like in round 6, so late in the game. So was Arceus Fire, but Alola Marowak has been treating me so well.
Oh, that guy's a nuke.
And then it was just Quillfish and Slowking after that. and then I'm just making a couple tweaks to my team ever since. And those were my first round picks, and I went, instead of a balance, I went a hyper offensive because
Yeah. Well,
you know,
I mean, you say that, but like, Regice is a special wall. Quagsire can be whatever wall you want. Slow King's a regenerator pivot, and like synergizes
Yeah.
with and Bisharp, right? So
yeah,
you gotta. It's like your top guys are kind of hyper offensy, but you've got like your bottom guys to kind of balance that out a little bit.
yeah. So I mean, yeah, you can bring Earthquake, but you better sure as hell you outspeed if that Earthquake is gonna hit.
Yep. Because you're not getting priority against the Psy Spam Psychic Terrain team either.
And that Spore isn't gonna do anything in it either.
Or doesn't. Oh,
Somebody tried sporing me.
Oh, you
it
can't
was
be.
Steve or Sean. Yeah, I can't be spored.
Can't be spored. I know. The Fairy Misty Terrain stops status moves. Electric Terrain people can't be put to sleep. If anybody knows why Spore didn't work in Psychic Terrain, please let us know. That's like news to me. All right. Well, I think your team's got a lot of like aura to it. I think it's pretty sick. Like just looking at the guys, like they're cool. And yeah, Psy Spam's definitely got its merits. And then like I think just the top core here, Deoxys attack plus Urshifu, like that's so frightening to look at. Because just the psychic in the dark kind of covers, and then you got like U-turn Cinderace like kind of bouncing out like a weird like psychic dark bug relationship. I think it's all pretty sick. Let's get into the matches a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Starting with, and I want to make sure that looks good on the screen. We've got Molly versus Doug, two veterans of the league. Usually kind of ending up in the same spot toward the end of the season, right around the middle of the pack. Really, definitely competent players with some fun teams. Trying to think, what are some insights you have on this starting lineup here? Is in a battle of Palkia versus Dialga, what's the key?
Do you have your stream up? I don't think you do.
Oh, I need to share on. Thank you. This is the first time I've done this season, so I need to remember to share my dang screen. There we go.
There we go.
Let me know when you.
Okay, so looking at this right now, just the Bonky Boy. The Bonky Boy
The
is
Bonky
scary.
Boy. Man, sharing the screen does make
Honestly,
it too
I have
easy.
always been more of a Dialga guy.
I agree. That that steel typing's so nice, especially against like you get Fairy on the other side, and you can actually deal with that a little bit with the steel subtyping.
Oh yeah. I would also be scared of that Galarian Zapdos.
Oh yeah.
Galarian Zapdos with that fighting type.
Yeah. Don't let it get like
Going
a
against
substitute.
that Registeel and that Goodra. The Goodra would be very scary. That's something I would look out for too.
Yeah, you got the Tapu Fini to like kind of deal with both, but maybe like that's like maybe it's doing too much defensively to like keep up like the pressure against Mr. or what's her face? Fluttermane, and yeah, it feels like Tapu Fini's doing too many defensive jobs here, quite frankly. It feels like the answer to Bombardier and kind of Dialga and kind of Fluttermane and kind of Goodra and kind of Zapdos. So
Be scared of a Scarfed Shaman.
Oh yeah, always
with Air Slash maybe, or Healing Wish.
It does look like what the second fastest thing on the board. Fluttermane probably the fastest. Yep.
Yeah, I think so. But that's what I would look out for.
Yeah, no, I mean you could just like Air Slash and with terrible luck just like win the game. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I think from Doug's side, yeah, Ogerpon looks good. You get a Trailblaze off, and like your resist is Gudra, unless they happen to be
Yeah, I think
packing
we get
Play
into
Rough.
this.
Yeah.
I don't really have any more comments other than to see how this turns out.
Let's get it. Shuckle lead. Is it gonna be webs? It can't. It's taunted. You love to see a taunt. I feel like a lot of the newer players in the league like don't know. Oh, I've goofed. Oh.
What's that? Were you saying something? I think you cut out there.
Oh, sorry about that. I'll be quite frank. I had a blood work appointment at Quest that I forgot about today, and I was supposed to fast for 24 hours, so I'll be canceling that before after the stream. I just forgot to put it on my calendar. I was saying that it feels like a lot of the newer players in the league, one of the things that really takes a while to figure out is like the encore like taunt stuff and like the value of that. So exciting to see that being used in this match here to just like shut the Shuckle down.
Yeah, and then Shuckle can be a very underlooked mon just because, well, it is a Shuckle.
Yeah. Okay, the classic blunder of trying to set status in terrain. Yeah, there it is, Jaden. You fell for one of the classic blunders. Yeah, I wonder if might want to start running like mental herb or something on that Shuckle, because that does feel like a big weakness. Is just getting taunted and really not being able to do anything. That's the thing with those guys. I don't know if that works on like Wobbuffet or anything, or if that's technically like if those moves are attacks, like the reflecting moves. But
I don't know, actually.
Yeah.
I do know something though. Some of these newer players that have joined, I will say, do not underestimate taunt. Taunt is such a big thing.
Oh yeah.
If you want to prevent status or even setup moves.
Yep.
It can really ruin someone's day.
Yeah, and a lot of those like tanky teams that rely on these like, you know, setup moves or recovery or trick room even to like get going, you can shut that down. Tight match here, 4-4, and it's like most of the best mons are still in the field. Nice switch. Jaden's saying that taunted Wobbuffet can't counter or mirror coat, so that's brutal. So, who has those? Was it? Actually, that might be Doug. I think Doug has a Wobbuffet.
Doug does have a Wobbuffet.
Yeah,
I think he was planning on bringing the Wobbuffet at one point.
I'm surprised he didn't. He was like super excited about that during preseason stuff.
During draft, yeah.
Got Dialga being a threatening wall as it is. It's a great mon.
That's a very great mon.
That Steel Dragon typing feels like it definitely has some weaknesses, just like it sucks to have a ground fighting weakness for sure. But it's resistant to so much, and just like Dialga's got the offensive stats to always be threatening.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's rough. 2 big misses from Shaman. Big seed flare. There's the Spadef drop. Special appearance from Matt in the chat. Love it.
Komalo can also be very scary.
What is it? What's its shtick? It just like has big normal attacks?
Big normal attacks.
Okay. I've never really gotten into it. Ooh, this ain't good. Palkia living a big Moonblast from Fluttermane is just crazy. Only getting off a Surf in response. I'll say I was using Palkia in... I was helping Steve prep a little bit. and Palkia just like didn't feel like it could get the job done quite enough for like the level of an Uber, you know?
Yeah.
Does Ivy Cudgel sweep here?
I could because they're
Oh my God.
Gen 4s.
Doug calls out the GG. I think Ivy Cudgel sweeps here. Doesn't kill at 8% and dies to the rocky payload rock slide. Oh my God. That is so crazy. Bird for the win. You gotta love calling out the win early and then losing. Woo. Congratulations, Molly. What a well-fought game. Have I lost Doug? No?
I'm right here.
You know what I did? I closed the window because I went to change the game. That's so I'll have to reshare in a moment, but that'll be fine.
Yeah.
I will share the window instead of that, and that'll fix it. We'll never have to worry about it again. There we go. Alright, let me know when you got it back up.
I got it back up.
Here we've got, going into the week, what I'd probably consider like one of the two like biggest ticket matches in Austin 2.0 and Crazy Steve. Austin with a really threatening like top 3 here. Like Yveltal can just blow up in one turn with Geomancy. Meowscarlet is a crazy revenge killer, and like Hisuian Arcanine, like there's scarce defensive options that actually want to take like more than one hit from Hisuian Arcanine. And then more of like a balanced kind of feeling team from Steve over here. I like the Overquill to like intimidate and like shuffle around. I like Rotom is just kind of a catch-all like pivot. And then you've got 2 guys in like Iron Moth and Marshadow that can just go to the races.
Yeah, and I think Excadrill can get a little out of hand there with Rapid Spin if any setup gets put into place as well.
Yeah. Earthquake plus Iron Head plus like Rock Slide hits everybody like pretty well, except Meowscarada kind of.
Yeah.
But still, that's real good. See how this goes. Keep the pace up a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
I was definitely excited for this one though. Overquill right off the bat. Maybe some spikes or something. Oh, switch right out. Get the balloon. Yeah, you're not gonna be able to do much to that. Goes right for us. Austin 2.0, not a coward. Oh, misses the gunk shot. That's unfortunate. Will-O-Wisp. That's yeah. That's tough.
That's painful to see the Will-O-Wisp.
Not getting Excadrill is one of the reasons. Jaden stayed mono ground. Yeah, it's pretty key. It just does. Just like the removal, the bulk. We just started Austin 2.0. I was just applauding, just like going straight for the shift gear was awesome. And then like if you had gotten, I don't know what the calc is, but if you would have gotten the gunk shot on the Rotom, like I feel like that would have been like really important. But you know, if it's 80%, it's 0% accurate. But you did get to get a burn.
My favorite saying, not 100%, it's 50%.
Yep, there you go. Think you almost killed? Yeah, and it could have poisoned too, maybe. It's certainly
don't get me wrong. Sometimes it's very helpful, but
yeah. Saving that Arcanine, I like it. Pain split with just the monstrous HP stat that Driftblim has. That's a really good.
Such
bring.
a good mon with such right things.
Almost back up to full. That's wild. That's a good value mon for a lower pointer, particularly with Terra. Strength stat.
Oh yeah.
Freaking status moves. You've got a couple ways to set up a sweep. It does feel like Steve's just getting a lot of value out of his guys and just like slightly ahead this whole time. Nice Shadow Ball. Wow. Volt Switch not going to do it with the Calm Mind. Do we see a Strength Sap here? Probably doesn't matter with Scream Tail. Probably wouldn't get enough. Nice Shadow Ball. Gonna be too slow though. I think Scream Tail will kill here. Yeah, there's the Ice Beam. But Austin's only been burning through his weaker guys so far. Let's see if Meow can do this on its own. A knockoff. Gonna be
which is an interesting tech, which is an interesting strategy. I always kind of just send out a mixture of both.
What do you mean?
Of my stronger guys and my weaker guys.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Yeah, maybe they just like happen to look good at the beginning. Oh my god, an actual kill from Absol. That's crazy. Oh, and what good value. Wow. That's, I mean, yeah, that's it. Absol just always feels a little underwhelming.
Marshadow is also very scary.
Oh my god, that thing is the best. Yeah, I still think it was the best bronze on the board. Alright, Dark. Oh, not gonna do it. I mean, getting rid of the leftovers is kind of nice. There we go. Meow's looking scary. Yeah, the Moth has to come out, and then switch-ins to Moth don't look... Oh my, just stays in. Goes for the knockoff. That was definitely Scarfed or something. Oh, I don't know if I might have wanted to keep that. But maybe the Hisuian Arcanine is like the path to try and win. Nice extreme speed. 3-2 with Yveltal in the back. No extreme speed is gonna work there. And you've got to take a hit. And do you have a way to break through Excadrill? Earth Power, Focus Blast. What is Moon Blast? If you sacked Arcanine there, you think you won? And like kept the Meow?
Maybe it would have been a completely different game, but I have never been a Pokemon Y lover.
You're in... Well, this is the guy for
Pokemon X.
Yeah,
that was X.
Were you a Y guy instead of switching to
Zerg? More of a Y.
Yeah, it just came to the guy in the back. Like Marshadow's just good. Good game to Steve. That was tight. It could have gone either way with like a different move or two. Austin, your team's super scary, but here's the thing, so is Steve's. Alright, I'll keep this. Well, no, it doesn't matter if I keep it open now. Alright. We've got Jeremy versus Richard. I'm actually going to speed up the pace of the matches a little bit. We've got Zacian. I think really good value on the board. Versus a Sun team. I think is a good... I think it's oh, actually, we've got Sun and Rain. This is one of the two Sun and Rain teams. But it looks like it's leaning a little bit more into the Sun. Jeremy's team is just like the regenerator pivots, like multiple of them, is just absolutely nuts to break through. I think a Sun team's a good matchup for it in general because you have Sun boosted stuff to just like do more than 30% damage all the time and like bust through.
Yeah.
One note here is that Cyclizar with Shed-Tail was brought in the first match by Jeremy, so this is actually a rematch.
That is true. Yeah, it is 5-on-6, isn't it?
5-on-6, yep. So
yeah, I think Rock Polish Carbank is very scary here.
Rock does look good offensively.
And obviously that speed boost Blaziken looks very scary too. And we see a big return of Toxapex. Toxapex is very scary.
Yeah, just the regenerator core with that and Tornadus. If you give Zacian like a single turn to set up, that would be concerning, because like what resists fairy here? Nothing. Alright.
Nothing.
Yeah, so that's super scary. We'll see how they play it. Toxapex, yeah. Toxapex is hard to get through. Alright, get that Tornadus out of here before you get blown up. And switch right into your Uber. Ooh, I don't know how I feel about that. Okay, it didn't take too much damage. Wow, Heliolisk is bad. That took no damage from a crit.
Here's Groudon, you know.
Yeah?
Oh.
Heliolisk. What are we gonna do about this? And it's solar power too. Okay, that's a little bit better. Volt switching? I mean, that's playing it safe. I kind of like that. Going right into Blaziken. This setup. Just hitting. Looks like Life Orb. No, this is Rock. No, this is Life Orb. Speed boost against Iron Defense. He's gonna get out of there. Yeah, Toxapex walls this for sure. Wow.
It's so unfortunate that Carbink took and Toxapex, oh my goodness, have already taken that much damage.
The sun is just crazy. Well, he's gonna lose that now a little bit. Yeah. And then I think Toxapex can just recover at this point. Yep, so Richard's got to figure something else out now, because it's just back in safety mode. What do we got? Toxic? Yep. Toxic, your wall. This one might take a little bit. Oh, I didn't mean to put it slow. I was going to put it normal. Man, I don't like switching right into Heliolisk, because even though it kind of sucks, like, you are getting free Volt switches for the entire game. You don't have to do much. Goodness. Yeah, that's a good call out. Getting the sun up's good. I wonder if you consider running like Heat Rock on your Groudon sometimes, just to keep the sun up for the team.
Yeah, honestly, Groudon is such a good setter. And he has such a great moveset too.
We've attempted to poison the Toxapex. Unfortunate.
Oh my goodness, seeing all these Toxic on all these Mons is very painful.
First blood from Richard. Nice stuff. I mean, granted, Heliolisk is a great way to utilize both sun and rain with that thunder. It's like impressive building for play that doesn't seem to match the building quite as much. There's a lot of switching going on here. Oh my gosh.
Never been a big switching guy.
Oh, you've never been a big switching guy?
No, I really don't enjoy switching all that much. I kind of like sticking with what I switched in with.
Yeah. Cowabunga?
Making most of what I got in.
Yeah. I was gonna say, you gotta close combat that guy. You can't be flame throwing in the rain. Body press, there it is. He's going to town. Brain off, click buttons, unga bunga, then die. Incredible.
Yeah.
And here's the wake. This is gonna be... Oh, gets out of there. Man, they're having trouble getting past. It's a shame that Zacian got brought in so early with that plus attack ability. Like, I feel like you gotta save it.
I agree. I think with a lot of these Ubers, it has to be a late game on.
Yeah, you gotta... To get your full value out of it, you want to bring it in like a strong position. Everything getting toxic on that side. And... Yeah. Here's the thing, Jeremy's just gonna be able to spend the rest of the game switching between Toxapex and like what the hell is this called? Tornadus, and just like watch the poison whittle him down. That's, yeah, the key against Jeremy's team is going to be bringing like massive firepower that can bust through these regenerator Pokemon, or you gotta set up like a fair amount of hazards to like punish those switches.
Yeah.
On the other side, having something to deal with weather's good, like a Slowking with like a, you know, a chilly reception. Oh, nice Draco.
Yep.
That's what I want to see. Proto special attack Dracos to bust through this. And then nice flip turn. I love that. Great 2 turns. Got Rain back up. A little bit of a long match. Toxic. Nice. Although I think he's going to lose in the long term.
At least it wasn't as long as one of Alex's last season's games where it was like, what, 50 turns?
It says ridiculous. Ooh. Air slash flinch is rough. Staying in. Oh, I don't know. I feel like you keep that. Switch something else in. Dacian comes in. It goes for a crunch. Maybe. That's interesting. I feel like you just play rough for the rest of the game. Sacred Sword. Oh, the 92 game. Ooh. 92 is a lot of turns. I just don't think a lot of people in this league know about that. Ironhead. Oh, missed the
I
Iron
don't need to
Tail.
know about that.
No, that's
It's too much.
way too much. Zacian doing Zacian things. And just gonna be able to finish things out. I guess man.
Just barely. That was a great match.
Arky says that's exactly how I play Pokemon. Coincidentally, probably why I'm not that good at competitive Pokemon. Oh, that's funny. Umbreon OP. Umbreon annoying. Noah versus Nick. Probably the other match that I'd be like, hey, this is a super highlight match of the season. Nick was the runner-up for the championship, the season 1, and Noah, semi-finalist last season, and just like always consistent. The other Rain Sunsetter, but here it looks like just Rain or Sun. And then Nick just always finds these like tricky like trap Pokemon for like new people. Whoa, a subscription from Solaire Bear. Thank you so much. Deeply appreciate. Screw these ads. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Yeah, Nick just finds these guys like newer players struggle with screens a lot, and they're like, how do I break past Chansey? How do I break past Gliscor? All this stuff. And then I like a lot of his pieces here. Chien-Pao's like, that's just hard to offensively handle. Actually, Torkoal kind of walls it, which is pretty neat. And then I think Urshifu looks pretty good here. Moon can always just pop off in a second. I don't know, the power of the sun here looks strong. You got any big thoughts?
Yeah. Starmie looks scary just because I had Starmie before and I know how many resistances it has. Chien-Pao definitely looks scary. Urshifu Rapid, just very great Mon. Corviknight. Roaring Moon in the Sun, obviously, and Brute Bonnet.
Yeah. A good point.
But it could go either way because he also has that great Tusk, you know. So he could use that Sun right up against him.
Yeah, that could help. Sun, like Ice Spinner to help get through Corv. There's a Corviknight problem there for sure. I don't know if the Starmie is Terra'd, but it should be. Starmie is probably one of the top, like, 5 Terras on the board, like Bolt Beam. Because you already have those moves, which is nice. It's better than Terra Blast. And, like, the part Psychic is, like, one of the biggest problems with Starmie. So being able to shed that for, like, a really good, like, electric typing or something. Let's see it go. Starting out with the Bonnet. Love to see it. Gets the Spore off right away. Burns the Terra. What is he worried about? Like getting like Spirit broken or something? Why do you?
Possibly.
I feel like you keep the Dark type there. for sake of wow, surging strikes. That was screens was not the bring against the Urshifu because it punches right through it.
Yeah, especially with single strike, wicked blow.
Yeah.
It basically just ignores everything.
Surging strikes?
And
oh, this rap.
Yeah. That's
oh,
rapid.
Is that the one he's? Oh yeah, we watched single strike in another match.
Yep.
I was like, is that right? Did he cheat? No.
No.
got the pair off on the Corviknight. That's neat. We're probably gonna rapid spin these rocks away and defog in the same turn. Got proto attack. Ooh. I feel like I might try to like ice spinner and get some progress on this Corv. Like, you're a little afraid of a brave bird, but I don't know what else that. Oh, Phil says it shows single strike by default until it comes in. That's goofy. Yeah, and there's the surging strikes. He's just gonna be able to do this. We need an answer here. Is it going to Starmie outspeed? We're double switching. I guess that one worked out. Yeah, that worked out. Nice.
There goes the Torkoal.
Yeah, good double switch from Nick. He tends to do that a lot. Sometimes I think to his detriment. Like, Noah's not gonna bite every single time. And we're keeping the Chansey healthy. That's neat. The Gliscor's healthy. It's not gonna take anything from a body press. What is it? Charizard on the Earthquake? No. Rocks again. Playing it safe. What is this? What is this? Punching Glove Urshifu? Choice Band. Okay, yeah, that was a lot of damage early on.
Yeah. I don't think it's punching glove because well, I haven't seen any like spiky barbs on any of these guys, but basically just doesn't let him take toxic damage, recoil, or not recoil, but anything of that sort.
Yeah, if anybody else is packing a helmet, like a Rocky helmet or something. Thunderbolt. Actually, yeah. How are you breaking through? Root Bonnet can get taken care of pretty easily. Oh, Natural Cure is just gonna get rid of that sleep. Urshifu Rapid. Here's Tusk. It's just a double switch. Just gonna sack the Chansey, I think, is essentially what we're doing. To get a free what? Starmie, who's gonna outspeed. And there's the double switch, just going to get blasted. And that crit.
There goes the Urshifu.
There goes the Urshifu. That's pretty good, but like, even now, it
that
feels
Starmie
like
was such a key play.
Yeah, I would have loved to see the Terra on it. Nice body press. Yeah, I guess like you kind of.
Pow's gone just like that.
Yeah. It's just not going to be enough, yeah. Bruce, he's just hanging on for dear life. He was banded. The Urshifu was banded, yeah. That's why he was dealing so much damage early on. Great game to Noah. That's a good start to the season.
Yeah.
I'm sure Nick will bounce back. He's a great player. We've got Jake versus Jaden. The first battle of the mono flying team. Versus like a scary Mewtwo, a lot of steel and ice types, and like T-Tar. I feel like Tyranitar just finds an opportunity to sets up and goes to town. Or Mewtwo could like do the same thing. It already outspeeds. I'd probably go with just like Scarf Mewtwo and just like guarantee outspeed everything and like Power Gem or something. How does Jaden do this?
You know, I have no clue because Jaden needs to be really scared of electric, ice, and rock type moves. Stealth rocks could be very detrimental just for a flying team.
Yep.
And I mean, Lapras learns ice moves.
Yep.
Mewtwo probably has Volt Switch. T-Tar, obviously, with Stone Edge.
Yeah.
Or Rock Slide, Glaceon, obviously, Metagross. This team just looks very scary against Jaden.
Yeah, I think Phil's right in the chat. He needs like a turn to set up like Swords Dance, Unburden Pelucha, or like a Rock Polish Landorus, or like a couple DDs with Gyarados. But it will be tricky because like the big thing for is this one. This is the big thing for Jake is he just kind of gets to click buttons, and Jade's got to play carefully. So let's see how he handles it. Pardon me for a moment. I'm gonna see if I can cancel my quest appointment that I didn't fast for.
Ooh, Tinkaton immediately getting out. You hate to see so many Mons just immediately take half health just from Gyarados. And the Lapras getting paralyzed is huge.
Okay, I've canceled my appointment. Oh. Yeah, what I like to see Lapras used for is what it is kind of like a cheap Terramon that can like set up and has like a nice like you've got nice water absorb, you've got some bulk and like a good. Why did Tar outspeed Gyarados? Tyranitar. No. Is Gyarados the airplane?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Did he like Dragon Tail? Or so what Tyranitar is like base like 60 something speed. Gyarados is like base. It could have been one of those like defensive Gyaradoses. 61 versus 81. It could have been max speed T-Tar versus like a more defensive like Gyarados. Or like special defensive or something.
It could have been.
He shooketh. There was the Rock Polish, but probably not gonna outspeed Mewtwo, so nice switch in there. I feel like you didn't need to go for the Psy Strike though. You could have just like Ice Beamed against whatever's left. Knockoff. Putting in the work. Big Ice Beam, but not gonna be enough. Yeah. Well, Mandibuzz is chonky.
Very chonky. I was just saying it hurts that it didn't kill.
Yeah. Oh, and there's the pair. That's gonna be tough. So that was not Scarf Mewtwo. Power Gem gonna do that though, so that's pretty neat. The big problem with this team is it feels like as the Terramon, Kilowattrel's like the defensive backbone because it's like the only thing that can like resist rock and like absorb electric attacks, and if it does that, it feels like it's got to be Terra Steel every week to resist, be immune to electric, resist ice, and resist ice and rock. Man's only had 4. Oh yeah, there's only 4 speed EVs on Gyarados. That makes sense. Yoicks. Well, good game to Jaden. Winning his first game with the mono flying team. Absolutely devious. Now we've got Chris, one of the Chris's, right? This is prime time Chris versus Alex, our commissioner. Alex with nearly the same team from last season with a couple changes. The Iron Treads, the Meloetta, but the Zam and Typhlosion are similar. And then Chris, primetime Chris with truly a terrifying team. Arceus Fairy, Heatran, Boom, Tinglu. Yeah, this is a wow. Because you got all these bulky guys they're gonna benefit from the grassy terrain. They've King Lu can switch in on anything. You've got setup, you've got ruination. Arceus Fairy, that could be offensive or defensive. So that's like, I mean, that's part of the scariness of Arceus. Like, you never know what's gonna pop off or if it's going to just like stop you from making any progress.
Yeah.
Ichan appreciates grassy terrain, and then Baxcalibur, you give it one turn with like Swords Dance, Scale Shot, or Dragon Dance or whatever. So I'm sure Alex can find a way to break through it.
I actually helped Chris build this team.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I actually helped Chris build this team. So he was very appreciative, I think, after realizing how broken it was.
It's beautiful. Good job with that help, man.
But no, Alex's team looks really good here. We have the Samasensa back, the Hisui Typhlosion, which has a great typing Fire Ghost. Regirock, low point Mon, but he's
got stats.
Yeah, but the stats are
not
great.
Always in the right place, yeah.
And obviously the Iron Treads as the Rapid Spinner looks really dangerous.
Yeah, I'm looking at Alex's team and like feels like there is an answer to most of, like he's got to play diligently to break through a couple things, no matter who he wants to kind of finish the game with. Like if he wants a Zam end game, like he's got to deal with Arceus Fairy and he's got to deal with Cresselia first. For Typhlosion, it would be others, so let's see how it goes. Classic Treads League. Got the booster attack. Oh, crit. A little painful. Knocking off.
Yeah.
Ooh, getting rid of the Assault Vest is going to be big. Man. Chris doesn't really have great offensive tools in this matchup. Yeah, but at the same time,
I feel like being a stally player isn't horrible as long as you can chip away the bigger mons.
Yeah.
But losing that Rillaboom doesn't help.
No. Well, he found a very creative answer here. Yeah, it's rough to lose these guys early. Meloetta's got some stats too. And we're gonna lose that big eruption now. Curse in the Arceus? Yeah, so it can't set up. Sure. You got other things to do, yeah. Jeez.
Big Earth Power.
Yep. They can't stay in forever. Good recover. Good recover on the switch. And now it's paralyzed, and that was like a really good way to finish off the game. I feel like Tanglu's pretty automatic against Thundurus, right?
Yeah.
If something switches in, like you could just press pretty much Earthquake because like he's not gonna stay in. He can't do too much, I don't think. Unless he gets he might get Grass Knot. That could be painful. His Relic Song back in the fighting type, and that looks pretty good against everybody but Cresselia. But yeah, you can just U-turn out. Cresselia's a little slept on.
Yeah, Alex can't do too much against this Cresselia right now.
Ice Punch.
Wonder if we'll see a sleep talk here.
Nice explosion. You love it. I love explosion. It's so fun. Got the Zam coming in, and there's not a whole lot of answers here. It's a sleep. Oh man, substitute Samazent is always so scary. There's Iron Head. No crunch here. I guess that like is kind of neutral into. Interesting. Is he gonna go for a flinch? That's unfortunate.
Flinch.
He got the flinch. It is Alex, so I'm not surprised. Heatran comes in a little too late. Everybody's weak to fighting now. Nice lived, man. Oh, and he misses the Magma Storm. That's unfortunate. That's a string of bad luck. That is rotten. I mean, I think he's in a strong position regardless. Like, what was he? I don't know how he's answering the Meloetta at that point, but yikes. So pretty close game. Good job to Chris. But I mean, solid job to Alex with coming in with a great game plan. That Meloetta was devious.
Alex and I had the same idea. He said in the chat, you probably had me if you didn't flitch and quick rest.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate. But I think Chris will be fine. Doing really good this season. Pat versus Prather. We're getting there down the home stretch now. Pat with... I feel like Pat's one of those teams that looks pretty similar to last season. I think the stack attack is kind of new, and the Kyurem White's obviously new. But we've got cute goth girl again. We've got the Dracovic.
And Iron Bundle.
And we got Bundle. And then Prather's got some guys. He went early for the Aloe, kind of a safety blanket. Which, you know, Aloe's nice for bringing in guys like Mousehold and for bringing in guys like Hoopa Unbound and getting off a big attack. So that's pretty nice. What looks good? Feels like Zygarde could Dragon Dance on a good turn and kind of go to town. There's no ground. Oh, it might be Flying Stack Attacka, so maybe that wouldn't work. Like Terra.
I think Population Bomb here is dangerous against Stakataka.
He's gonna get like Rocky Helmeted or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, 4 times resist. I guess that like kind of keeps you from doing like the Terra Flying though, right? So maybe there's like some nuance in like keeping those two around. Hoopa comes in, and if it can get a hit off, he's gonna do crazy damage against everybody here. But Dark is unresisted? Yeah, Dark's unresisted, so it's frightening. Alright, let's see. Ogerpon lead. Immediately Terraflying. And you get the details on that with the U-turn. I prefer waiting a little bit on my Terras. Saving it for a key moment. And we're gonna try and out buff the Stack Attacker. Let's hope no crit happens. Oh, there it is. Oops.
Yep.
Yeah, that's tough. What do you do? I mean, probably switch into Aloe as soon as you see Stack Attacker, not after trying to set up on it. Aloe's just like I feel like he already had the best answer possible for Stack Attacker and Alomomola. Especially post Terra. I have seen this game.
Very scary.
Yeah. It's just you just need to have an answer for it. I feel like that answer here, you've got Belly Bolt, and I think you've got 2 freeze dry guys, and that's gonna be more than enough. So yeah, maybe
here comes Monch.
Here's Monch, yeah, and Ella's amazing. Just takes that like a champ. Toxic on the don't stay in, please. Oh, protect, that's fine. Now don't stay in.
Yeah, he's got...
Oof.
Oh.
I read the script ahead of time. I did. I know what happens. Nice Ivy to get rid of that. I feel like I almost wanted to see a Trailblaze there, though. So, like you weren't threatened that turn. Like, use the Sturdy and get something off of it, right?
Yeah.
There's the Pop Bomb. And that defense is just too high. But should kill this time as long as he doesn't miss. There you go.
There it is.
And then we got 3-on-3. But here's the thing.
I still hate Gen 5.
Nothing resists Dracovic. Unga Bunga Bite attack, and it's scarfed, so that doesn't
Oh
need.
my goodness.
Nice Draco. Just smacking that Draco button and getting rewarded for it. What a monster. I mean, it has like a jet engine on its tail, so it's... And it just looks like it has a lot of special defense. Or special attack. Gen 5 does suck. Yeah, I like the art style for Gen 5 a lot. Not the like design of the mons, but like the animated like pixel style. Like it did feel like clean in that way. But I don't like a lot of the mon designs.
I think that's just the biggest backlash against Gen 5.
Yeah. Alright, we got Jackson versus my fantastic wife Sierra. Yeah, 5 is black and white. Sierra bringing out Big Guz and the Ultra Beasts, which I think is pretty cool. And being a Zorak the whole time is a dumb plot line. Yeah. Is that confirmed, or is that just like 99% sure everybody thinks so? Lugia, hard to break through, but you've got some answers. You've got like Thunderbolts, you've got Ice Beams, you've got big knockoffs. I like Keldeo here.
Primarina here.
Yeah, Primarina looks... Well, Primarina looks good like every week. I like Keldeo here offensively. Mimikyu looks good offensively. There's no resist for that.
Nagandel just looks dangerous, obviously.
Naganadel like always looks good on paper, but it feels like it just doesn't. It's another one of those guys that just like doesn't have like quite enough stuff to make it happen.
Yeah.
I think it is good. I don't think it's a fraud though.
Typing.
Yeah, it's not a fraud like Pheromosa.
No, absolutely not.
No. Propaganda. Lots of good from Black and White. I mean, it's like Black and White 2 is pretty cool in particular. Oh, she's got the Bumblebee skin. Love it. Nice Dragon Pulse. Going off to the races.
Bye Glim.
I feel like maybe you stay in there and you just like smack Lugia and break that multi-scale. And we're...
Oh, no setup.
We're going through the grinder. A Thunderbolt, I think, would have been good there. Taking a lot of damage on the Ganodon. You're not going to be able to like make further progress there. And now you're taking rocks damage constantly.
The Goku Guzzlord.
Ooh, Frozen. The Goku Guzzlord. I would need to check the team sheet, Phil, but I think this is like Whirlwind, Toxic, Recover, Ice Beam. Pyarchy says Gen 5 is the last gen I feel actual effort was put into the games. A lot of their ideas fell flat, but after that, just hasn't felt as good. Mez strategy rocks and
how I feel about that comment. I don't know. After giving Gen 8 and Gen 9 a chance, I enjoyed the game despite the bugs.
Yeah. I played 8 for like a night because my Sierra played it, and I played it for a night and I got bored. Scarlet and Violet I had a lot of fun with, even though I was like, what the hell is this the whole time? Because it was so like, it was buggy. But I did have like fun with it. I liked Sun and Moon quite a bit, and Ultra Sun and Moon. I think the Ultra Beasts like are cool, just like in concept. I think it had a lot of like ambiance and environment, and like they tried to do a couple new things. Oh man, just getting whirlwinded out so many times. Really having trouble breaking through this Lugia. An absolute wall, but parting shot to keep it down a little bit. I'd love to see one of these Toxics hit. I know we've missed a lot of Toxics. We've gotten Frozen like a ton.
I wonder if Jackson here is just giggling because of how much the Whirlwind is working.
Yeah, the world. Well, you miss so many Toxic and you get a lot of freezes. But Lugia is good at like making those opportunities come out, right? You do enough Ice Beams, you'll freeze somebody. You Guz here though, an absolute unit, right? Taking like what, 4 ice beams? It's super effective.
Yeah.
Got Incineroar coming back in, and it's looking bleak. Looking bleak for Sierra. Got the Will-O-Wisp for, so we're gonna get a little passive damage, and most importantly, break that multi-scale, which is gonna make it easier to burn through everything. Another parting shot to keep it.
Luigi only has so much PP, right? Like,
Yeah.
all these misses, all these whirlwinds. The recovers too.
Yeah. Finally gets taken out by Prim. Star player, I'd say, of Sierra's team. Maybe her signature Mon. Tanks a Leaf Storm. Get out of here. That's so sick. I'm gonna have to respond to all the stuff in the chat after the match real quick. But for now, it's not looking good. We got the Volt Switch. Incineroar takes it like a champ. Flygon comes in. I'd probably like to see a Terra from Flygon here. And like what? First impression? Earthquake. Okay. Gets the job done. It is faster. And then the sky's broken, but Mimikyu's gonna be able to get a priority Shadow Sneak off. Kill. Keldeo. Terra Blast. That should have been faster. That Keldeo should have been faster. It outsped most of the team. And Shadow Sneak kill. And killed by the rocks. What a comeback. What a comeback. Shout out to my wife. Unbelievable. I think that Keldeo needed to have a priority move or have more speed. But that was a wild match. That was a wild match.
The comeback was really crazy. I did take a peek at this beforehand.
Phil, I think it gets Vacuum Wave and like Aqua Jet, so there are options.
Yes, it does.
Keep it moving here.
I remember very well from my playoffs with Caleb.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that makes sense. Here we've got Joe versus Kolya, two new players. We've got Rain, a pretty cool Rain team versus double round 1 and 2, the dragon flying draft picks, which is pretty wild. I think just a lot of mons that people just like this. Is this like one of the coolest teams I've ever seen? Like I just like looking at all these guys, right? They're just people's favorites.
This would be like Ash's team in the anime.
Yeah, something like that.
You know,
he has owned all of these guys in the anime. In the final season, he had Dragonite and Gengar on his team too. So you're not wrong, other than the Rayquaza.
Yeah.
Gonna need to. I mean, you got some
defense with Archaludon and Bronzong.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm not worried about that. I'm looking at Joe's team, and I'm seeing the ice resist is Infernape, and I'm like, ah. And I think that's just the story here, right?
Yeah. With 2 newer players, we have to see what the builds are.
Yeah.
If they're just copy-paste Smogons, then that's dangerous.
Love copy-pasting Smogons and Mox.
But if we actually have some decent builds here... Ooh, the Sash.
That's neat. But now we have no ice resist. I wonder... And granted, like, Infernape's not a, quote, like, real resist, but... Maybe we'll get, like, a Yachi Berry on something. Oh, Blizzard, man.
Oh, the miss is probably huge.
Okay, there's the Blizzard hits. I don't know, I'd rather just see the Freeze Dry. Not that there's a water type on this team, but... Shadow Ball gonna take out Electrode. Bronzong. It's gonna get nuked. Was this Specs? Switching out, we're going to Draco and almost kill the Crook. Pretty cool. It's actually not looking very... Oh, crit. That might have mattered. Moxie.
Gets off the Mox, yeah.
He's a little bit faster. Focus bot, just freeze dry. Oh, just freeze dry, please. Okay, Kyogre. Scarf, Ice Beam. Let's go. Nope.
That's actually a mistake I made into my week 2, seeing this match.
Forgetting about the priority?
No. I'm talking about the freeze dry. I didn't see any freeze dry on his Kyogre, so
good job to Joe.
I made a big mistake with the freeze dry there.
Yeah, that's like one of Kieran's biggest throws. Yep. Yeah, good job to Joe for just clicking big attack buttons and making it happen. Getting the rocks up, and didn't need the ice resist because the only ice move that was close was Blizzard.
Yep.
Now getting to your match. You wanna set the stage here?
Yeah, so my big plan here was setting up Psychic Terrain and going to town with my Deoxys. I was very scared of the Weavile because I forgot of his ability Pickpocket and Triple Axle. So Focus Sash did nothing.
I see, yeah.
Annihilate was scary here. Spirit Tomb I was concerned about. One mon I saw that he didn't bring that would have caused me big issues was a AG Slash.
Yeah, he's got this like part of the Spirit Tomb in its place. Oh yeah,
yeah.
Sean's got the like the Dark Ghost thing going on.
Yeah.
Which works
AG
offensively.
Slash was the biggest thing I was scared of.
Yep. Yeah, because Psychic resist, you've got... You're super effective against the Alola Marowak, and you might be faster? I don't know. But anyways, it didn't come. You got a couple Psychics here, but you've got some Darks to offset it, which is some fair balance. Well, we got Urshifu. So he's got to figure out a way to deal with the Deoxys attack, because he can't like just outspeed naturally with Dragapult. Other than that, though, no. I like its offense into you. Alright, let's check it out. Getting right out there with the Urshifu. We smacking the close combat button, that's what I'm talking about. Setting up in front of Urshifu is a bold move. Sucker, understandable. You're faster, though. Helmet. Pain split. Oh wow, it's what a tricky situation for you.
At this point, I'm just kind of like, okay, I'll
try
to Healing Wish.
Luckily, Indeedee has 0 attack, so that's not a problem. I don't know actually how much attack it has. Big knockoff. There goes your Psychic Terrain.
Yeah, knockoff really hurt.
You got a couple turns to do what you want. Ooh, Sash.
This was where I saw the hurt here. Very upsetting here because Deoxys' attack only has the 20 defense, 20 special defense.
Yeah, passing breeze. The Fairy Bisharp, that's gonna be hard to break through for his team. Yeah, Whimsicott. Nice Psychic Terrain. That must be like Spore moves don't work, or... What is it? Is it...
Priorities don't work.
Oh, it's Prankster. It is Prankster. That's it.
Yeah.
Phantom Force, another physical Dragapult. Special Dragapult exists, everybody. I want to let everybody know that it's not just Phantom Force Dragapult. You can run Special Dragapult. It has great coverage. You can run Status Dragapult. You can run Light Screen Dragapult. There's part of why it's so pointed so highly is because of its versatility. Like, just
It seems like you've wanted to get this off your chest.
yeah. Well, the last 2 seasons, people. Yeah, I usually like on the ladder. You're gonna see like special pulp. In the PPML here, for 3 seasons, I feel like I've seen like Banded, Shadow Sneak every single week, or not Shadow Sneak, Phantom Force, Dragapult, just every single week. Anyways, good match from you. I feel like you the stuff with the Urshifu at the beginning was a little bit tricky, like getting that burnt. I'm losing the Deoxys, but you made it happen with your guys in the back, which is pretty impressive. So
that's the biggest idea with Alola Marowak and Bisharp. You know, they're both just very good synergy wise, and they can work together with both of them being my Terra captains. So
yeah, and
I'm not scared to reveal that they might be very, very familiar with a lot of faces.
Yeah, I think this might have been, I don't know, kind of a bad matchup for you, right? Like a bunch of darks and ghosts on paper, and you did pretty good against it.
It was a very bad matchup for me.
Yeah, so encouraging for your season. Final match of the week will be me versus Nick. Definitely some guys I was a little scared of on paper, but kind of tricky to use. Terra Aerodactyl, I think, is one of the best Terras on the board with that high speed and being able to get some coverage and maybe even some like more accurate rock type moves, or just a turn to be able to like go ground and like avoid like an electric type attack or something like that. Arceus Dark felt a little overvalued depending on how it's used. I think it's one of the big things is it's like you can use foul play with like a defensive set to like do like a lot of damage against like Ubers. So I didn't feel like that was going to be a big thing for me. Just a lot of physical presence on this team to deal with. Like Gouging Fire, Palafin. So I brought the doggo. I brought Furfrou, just to be like a thunder wave U-turning Rocky Helmet chip to like disrupt these guys at the beginning. And then like Zap and Landorus also help with the physical pressure to some degree. And then Houndoom is Assault Vest, and it actually looked really good into Necrozma and Gouging Fire, because both can run Earthquake, but sometimes I've seen Nick not run Earthquake on a lot of things. But I know I've seen him run like Heat Wave on Necrozma, so like at a glance, I can come in and be immune to Fire and Psychic, and like get something going there. Or like on the Gouging Fire, I can Terra Fairy and be immune to both Dragon and Fire, and get something going there. So watch this match. A lot of tricky Pokemon on his side to use. EQ is a staple draft league move. Nick's just a little bit more of a new player, but I think he's at this point he's starting to figure it out more. Furfrou is amazing. Lives.
Furfrou is very scary.
Takes like no damage from a big photon geyser. Got a para off. Just U-turn in to drop the attack a little bit and make sure he doesn't go crazy.
Protect here. Good move.
Yep. Cheddar went rocks initially. I didn't expect him to protect. Moonblast. And it lives. Unbelievable. Furfrou, what a queen.
Queen Elizabeth II.
I got these names from Jerry Bear on my Discord, so shout out to him. He always volunteers to name all of my mons, not knowing what they actually are. So Furfrou down, but the chip was nice. Switching around. Non-chat GPT names, SMH. Houndoom, feeling pretty good here. Here's the Aerodactyl, and I knew the ground was coming, so I tried to survive one and I got a Dark
Oh, that
Pulse off.
hurts.
And then I figured another Earthquake was coming. And then not much you can do here, so I think I'm just gonna, U-turn? Unga Bunga, U-turn. And, like, I'm worried about Ice Punch a little bit from Palafin, but I'd rather, like, the idea of, like, getting a static off on him is super worth it. Magearna's looking pretty good into the rest of the team, so I'm just gonna smack the Flare Cannon button. I think this is specs. So even if I get a drop. But, oh, look at that. Soul Heart activates when it kills with hazards. Sack Houndoom, and I can get back into Zapdos or Greninja. Kill the Sludge Wave, get the Battle Bond boost. That's right. And then, it's kind of rough from there, because Sludge Wave with a boost, and then Rocks and a boost. So, felt like a comfortable outing with the team for the first time. Furfrou and Houndoom did their jobs, which is pretty cool. So I'm excited for the season. Good game to Nick. I feel like you're getting a lot better. You're growing.
Oh, for sure. Something to keep in mind is always bring a defogger or a rapid spinner.
Yeah.
Stealth rocks can be very devious.
Yeah, especially against Magearna, apparently.
Yeah.
Awesome. So matches for the week, some pretty exciting. The Sierra Jackson one was down to the wire. And I think the Steven Austin one was pretty crazy too. Really good. Oh no, the Doug and Molly one was out of this world. Some incredible games this week. Take a look at the MVP race. We've got Mimikyu at the top with Sierra with that crazy comeback. The good stuff there. You got your Bisharp at number 2. Do you think Bisharp will stay up there?
Hopefully. That Bisharp is very scary and should not be a mon that's underestimated.
Keep your eye on it, people. Like Greninja is up there. Probably will be one of my kill leaders, just with the fact that it's kind of like a revenge killer or a sweeper. Magearna is also scary. Alex has a couple guys up there. That's not a surprise. And then looking at the standings, got a lot to go. Not very interesting yet. Look at you up there at the top, and myself and Joe and Noah. Good job to Joe being in the top at the start. But we'll see how the rest of the week goes. I've got a big matchup with Alex, the championship rematch this week. Who do you have? You've got Kolya.
Yeah, Koila.
Koila.
Yeah. Person I'm worried for on week 3 is actually your wife, Sierra.
Yeah. I will. I would normally offer to help you with prep, but unfortunately, I will be.
Priority goes to wife.
Priority does go to wife, so. Good luck on that. The storm looking kind of ass. That's so funny. Where's Austin? Hey, Austin had one of the toughest matchups of the definitely one of the toughest matchups of the first week against Steve. Steve, I think had to get his footing a little bit with like draft league in general at the beginning of last season, but I think he's a top threat. I think he's a little bit under. Oh, we need to look at the power rankings. That's right. Noah put the power rankings together. Yeah, Steve's real good. So we've got W Riz. I think that's Alex and I. So we'll be battling through. We'll be battling through that. Let me move Chrome up. Oops. We'll be battling through that this week. Noah put himself at only 1 because of a broken Uber, which I think is a reference to Nick calling Urshifu a broken Uber. But he's not in like the Ubers category. Maybe he should be with like, Rapid Strike.
With Surging Strikes.
Surging Strikes, maybe. Probably should have gotten a couple more points, but your Urshifu's not being Ubers with their moves absolutely should. But yeah, those moves are crazy.
Yeah.
But I think that's what Noah's referencing here because Nick called that out. Caps here. Quilf Daddy, that's you.
That's me.
Sierra and Steve. So some exciting matches there. The rest of my Pittsburgh gang is there. Once I get in to here, I get a little bit more on the fence. I think the way Noah calculated these was like, so this is not like an objective measure of like how the season's going and like this team. It's also like his impression of like how people are as a player. So like obviously going off the record, like Joe would be in the top category. I guess maybe not with the team because it's like Super Ice Week. But a lot of people in the dead ass in the cool slang way. Which Austin, which is the storm? Is it the second one? Is that your icon there? The guy in the chair?
That is.
Okay. And then yeah, I don't know everybody's. Is that One Piece? No, that's Bleach probably.
No.
Something like that.
But that is Nick. Nick with a C.
Oh, that's Nick with a C. Okay, you're dead ass. That's what I'm talking about. I think is Jaden up here? Yeah,
yeah, that's Jaden.
There's Jaden.
I'm kind of surprised he's not up with me.
Hard to rate the Psychic Terrain team on the same level as the Monotype team, quite frankly. And I think you had you had 4-0 the first week, right? So that's like pretty impressive.
Yeah.
To trade me Walking Wake. I think that is that the other team that is also, we got two dual weather teams, which is pretty crazy. And then down there, certainly a fair amount of teams just kind of finding their own pace, figuring it out. Elriz, you're approaching. Diego, thank you so much for joining. Stay safe. Don't get injured this year. We all want your protection. So you can play at your finest abilities. Any last words for the stream?
No last words. Other than good luck to all the new players. Yep. And great matchups. Really great season lineup. So I'm very excited to see what these new players do.
Yep, it's gonna be great. All right, thank you very much. You have a good one.
All right, you too.
What a blast, gang. What an absolute blast. Mr. Spooky going to hit me and John up when you're back so we can knock the board out for draft lock. Yeah. I thought about the board a little bit ago. My big thing is like, it feels like the enablers, like Aloe, for example, right? It lets you like bring in those like frail mons that have like a lot of power and a fair bit of speed, but are lower on the board because like they don't have have it all. I feel like what we're gonna be doing is kind of like swapping out like offensive pieces a lot, and I think it's like those bulky pivots and those offensive enablers that that are really going to be valuable. So like, I think that's my perspective going into it. I can't think of necessarily what would be like, what else needs to be tweaked, because it is kind of a new idea, but excited for that. Yeah, happy to talk about it. Oh, that reminds me. But yeah, got a good season ahead of us. Just don't mess up the team I plan on making. I certainly won't do it intentionally. Yeah, that's just my only like philosophical piece there. Cool. Well, we'll be back next week. I've got a matchup against League Commissioner Alex this week. I've prepped for that. I won't reveal anything, but thank you to those who have helped me prepped. Gonna try to get the dub for the people. I know there are a lot of people out there who want to see him go down, so Alex is great. Alex is great. I appreciate him for making the league. He just crit on me in the grand finals, so I gotta come back hard. In game 2. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm your spooky host. I hope you have a wonderful day. We'll see you next week with the week 2 stuff. 3, 2, 1.